Hey up, Sofa Squad. We are live with On the Sofa number 70. And as always, we've got Godless Sewing with us.
How's it going? How's it going?
And we've got friend of the show, Liz Truss. Hello,
I
Liz.
I have it on good authority that she really likes us. So,
Yeah.
she'll
Yeah,
be
oh, she
around for
loves
a while.
us. But she's got more time on her hands now. She's no longer prime minister.
And I don't
So
know why the meme of Liz Trust delivering a pizza makes me feel better. I don't know why. Everyone, I'm having a bad day, I just go and look at it.
So, we've got so much to talk about. So much. I hardly know where to start. But before we get stuck into the news, I just want to say thank you to my patrons, Greg Hartwick and African Humanists. And if you want to support the stream, you can. The details of how to do so, of how to either become a patron or buy me a coffee, are in the descriptions, or you can buy my book, Surviving 2020, available on Kindle. And the link for that is in the description as well. And we've got Randolph in the side chat and Skits Crasher. And of course, we've got Greg as always. So,
Hello, Greg. How's it going?
hello to everyone. And if you're watching, because a lot of people watch after we're live, later on. So if you're watching and you're not yet subscribed, do subscribe. It's absolutely free of charge. It won't cost you a thing.
You got to get there before Elon tries to charge everybody.
Yeah.
I'm.
Oh, I hope he doesn't buy YouTube. I really. Anyway.
I don't know what I would do because I live on YouTube. I don't know what I would do. I would have to go back to Daily Motion and their bootleg videos.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is it exactly. But we've got plenty of news to get through. Starting with hot off the press. This was hot off the press last night. Senior Tory MP suspended after complaint to police. This is Julian Knight, Tory MP. And it's not clear what he's done. But evidently, a complaint was made to the Met, and he's been suspended.
But it was bad enough for him to be suspended, so it's got to be something juicy. I vote pinching of a body part or cocaine.
Or both.
That's pretty much par for course with is he a Tory?
Yeah.
Why am I not shocked? It's drug use or sexual abuse. That's going to be the name of my next album.
Randolph is saying, if Mike plays his cards right, Elon Musk might just buy this YouTube channel. I hope not, because he'll run it into the ground. He'll destroy it.
He can buy mine. I want like a $20,000 sewing machine, so he can buy mine.
I suppose. I mean, if he wants to pay 44 million for it, then it's his. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that will set me and my kids up for life and beyond.
So I know. I know that. So they haven't said what this man has done, but it has to be something egregious for him to have to step down. Because I bring it up all the time. I witnessed Jacob Rees-Mogg shoving people into a chamber.
Yeah.
Suella Braverman lied with she basically failed to do her job, was fired, and got her job back, got a better job.
Yeah.
So it must be something spectacular to get fired.
Yeah, he's been suspended and he's had the whip removed. So he can no longer sit in Parliament as a Conservative MP. But he doesn't say what he did. So for them to be hushing it up, you know it's something big. But I'm sure it will get leaked. The truth will out. And are you a fan of Darman?
No.
My kids used to be a huge fan of Darman, of these Darman videos. Darman, he makes these, these videos where it's drama, and these actors play these short drama videos, and they have there's a point to them, and he's fond of saying, what is kept in the darkness will come to the light and stuff like and pithy sayings like that. And
he has 17 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he says, we're not just making YouTube videos, we're changing lives.
And he's just literally raking in the dough, like literally just trash bags full of money.
Yeah. But as Darman says, what is kept in the darkness will eventually come to light. And I'm sure it will be the case here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going for posing next to cocaine like his friend. I almost posted that picture last night. I almost did.
He should resign. He should resign, and there should be a by-election. But
what's the difference between acting completely insane and misconduct? Because like in America, Lauren Boebert, she's crazy.
Yeah.
But she hasn't done anything illegal in office yet that she's been caught for, you know? So there's a difference. Like, so you're allowed to be crazy until you get caught doing something illegal in America. Where's that line in the UK?
I think it's pretty similar.
But you guys hold ethics much higher than we do in America. Like someone will resign for doing something idiotic, and in America that'll get someone reelected.
Yeah, but the MPs, especially Tory MPs, it seems, they only resign if they get caught.
Oh, okay. And I don't know. It trips me out. You do hold your politicians accountable, but still nothing happens. The one thing I do like is that you guys bring it to light. You're like, hey, this guy's a cokehead. This guy's attracted to tractors. I'll never get over that. I'm sorry. Yeah. I have a little Neil Parrish in me. That's why I put me sitting on my tractor in most of my videos. I know how he feels.
This will interest our regular viewers.
Is it about my buddy Matt?
It is.
I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. I knew it. I almost put a message in the group chat last night, but it was too late because I stay up really late.
He's not going to stand at the next election.
Because the people in his local area are like, what are you doing? You're not representing us. I don't blame them. We knew. So again, he's being held accountable. This would never happen in America. You know, he's being held accountable. So he's going to lose his job.
Yeah. Basically, his reason is because he wants to pursue exciting TV opportunities where he can reach reach real people.
He's going to be sitting next to my girlfriend, Kay Burley, reporting the news.
Yes,
I bet you $10.
The real reason, as you say, is because his local council, and they didn't want him anymore. They didn't want him to be their MP anymore, because they felt that it was wrong of him to go on. I'm a celebrity, and apparently right up until the last minute, he was telling them, "No, I'm not going to go on. I'm a celebrity." Then he did,
and then he shows up on the island.
Yeah. Yes, but so. And also, I think he knew his political career was over. He knew he was going as an independent.
He was dissed on live television when Emperor Sunak refused to shake his hand.
Yeah,
or just walked right past him.
Yes.
Yeah. I would quit too. I'd be like, "Oh, I see the writing on the wall. I'm out of here."
Yeah. And so I think watch this space, because I think the next show he'll be on will probably be Strictly Come Dancing.
We have the same circuit in America. We have the exact same circuit. They go from obscurity to television show to television show.
Yeah.
That's why this is an American question. Is Matt Hancock into football?
Probably, yeah.
Because a lot of people will just become sports commentators.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You can take your celebrity or infamy, whatever you want to call it, and take it to other places. That does translate. So he is being kind of smart. Well, because a year from now, no one will know who he is.
Yeah. But here in the UK, it's usually former footballers who become football commentators, and former tennis players who become tennis commentators, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But he will do the reality TV circuit, and or he'll.
I almost spit my coffee out, because for people who don't know, in the UK, you guys have reality TV shows for everything. When I got that stupid VPN, I was like, "Oh, I have been missing out." And in Canada, I've been watching a show about Muslim people who live out on the prairie. Like, I've been missing out.
He's already signed up for SAS Who Dares Wins.
Oh.
So watch this space. Matt Hancock deciding that he's not going to run brings us on to our next story quite nicely. This is a huge story as well. This is Sajid Javid has decided to stand down as MP at next election. There he is.
Gosh, he looks like we look like cousins, so I won't be too harsh.
But let's see. Wet Mancock is a bit of a horse's mouth and a sad little fraudster. My phone's Attio Carrot did that. I'm so proud.
The problem with their entire party is that they are corrupt.
Yeah.
They were all exposed from Boris Johnson on. We saw how they can't get anything done because they're too busy partying like it's 1986.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But I think quite a few other, minor Tory MPs have decided to stand down at the next general election. But for Sajid Javid to stand down, this is major. So I think the writing's on the wall for the Tories. They're done.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Do you think with Wet Mancock leaving, do you think he's handing it to Keir Starmer, that particular seat?
Probably, well, definitely, because they'll have to. I mean, he was already an independent MP
Yeah,
because he had the whip
you.
removed.
You stole it out of my mouth because I read that last night. I said, okay, so he already ran as an independent, which is a cry for help to begin with.
Yeah, he had no choice. He had to because he had the whip removed. But they'll have to put in an unknown in his place, the Tories, and they'll lose that seat to the Labour Party. I expect.
Oh wow! Oh wow! So they're folding. These are rats jumping from a flaming ship.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Mancock is obviously going to be a presenter on GBBs. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right, Stool. Yeah. That could be his next the next stage of his career.
Because I'll tell you, like, people still have to work. Like Snoop Dogg, like I live in California, Snoop Dogg still works. Martha Stewart still works. And they're getting up there. Even though I know for a fact that Alexa, how old is Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg is 51 years old.
Remember, kids, sometimes weed smokes you. He's 51 years old.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That I when I saw that last night, I was like, he's done. He knows he's done. When the people that you represent tell you got to go, it's time to leave.
Stoll is saying, or he'll write romantic fiction.
I hope it's not like that weird book that Boris Johnson wrote about cars.
I don't know about that one, actually.
If my favorite comedian, Kate Smurthwaite, during the lockdown, this is probably 2 years ago. If you go scrolling through her channel, her and a bunch of her friends read his book about cars. It read like a trashy novel.
Okay.
He wrote a book about his love for cars. It was awful. I was gonna buy it, but then I found it online for free, and it was awful.
Okay. All right. But let's move on to the next story here. What have we got next? This is a bit more serious. So Suella Braverman failed to act on warnings about diphtheria outbreaks at migrant centers across mainland Europe.
Because she doesn't care.
It
still amazes me the level. She, I thought that Priti Patel was a real life villain. But Suella Braverman is a real life Bond villain.
Yeah.
Let them eat cockroaches and let them get diphtheria. Who cares? Cockroach salad for everybody.
Yeah.
Again, she must be really high up in the mafia because she got her job back and they're letting her continue. They're letting her continue her reign of terror.
Yeah. Rishi Sunak did a grubby deal, as Keir Starmer put it, with his backbenchers.
Yeah.
With the European Research Group. And the ERG because he kept her in because they have too much power. They wouldn't support him if he hadn't kept her in. So
that's crazy. That's a mafia move. That's like old school union moves. Like a union boss would be like, all right, everyone don't go to work on Tuesday. Oh man, that's awful. I rarely say this because human beings make mistakes. People do crazy stuff all the time. She is a bad person. She is a bad human being.
Yeah. But the bullet points read this: an alert was issued more than 7 weeks ago. A man who died after being held at Manston tested positive for diphtheria. Manston is the processing centre in Kent. UK HSA confirmed 50 cases among asylum seekers arriving in the UK this year. The Home Office announced it was setting up new secure isolation hotels.
That doesn't sound very... The Chinese did that during COVID. They built what we thought were hospitals, but they were really just isolation cells. And if you lived, they let you go home.
Yeah. And
that's crazy. That's just crazy. Do you know what's really funny? The ancients were good for this. They understood how infectious diseases worked. I don't understand how we do not in the modern era.
Oh, they understand. They just don't give a fuck.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Like, that's preventable. Regardless if all politics aside, you can stop disease really quick just by not treating people like they're dirtballs.
Yes. Yeah. And
oh, sorry.
I think it's very telling how a government treats asylum seekers is how they would treat the rest of us if they thought they could get away with it.
Absolutely. Do you know how scared I am of the American government? It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. I agree with you. If they could get away with it, they would treat us all like that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I tell people, like, when people go to jail and they're like, yay, they're going to go to jail and get their retribution. Like, the average person is one mistake away from going to jail. Like, slip on your brakes on a rainy night and you end someone's life in their car or something. Like, there's a million different scenarios,
Yeah, exactly.
You never know. That's why I try not to judge.
Yeah. And
except for Suella Breverman, I hope I hope she finds a cockroach in her salad.
Yes. And so someone who we often talk about on this show, Andrew Bridgen, to fight possible suspension from Commons. He's a nasty piece of work. We've talked about him a lot, haven't we?
Is this the guy that had the rich guy that had the house?
Yeah, he was evicted from his mansion. After a legal battle with his family over their business. I can't remember the exact details off the top of my head, but this legal battle was going on for years, and eventually he lost, and he had to be evicted from his mansion. But we've talked about him a number of times, and it says here the Common Standards Committee said Andrew Bridgen had displayed a very cavalier attitude towards the rules. And he's appealing against the recommendation to suspend him from the House of Commons for breaking lobbying rules.
Your MPs, they keep the drug dealers rich. His attitude is again of somebody who is a cocaine abuser.
Yeah.
Just the way you treat people, snapping, being indignant. That's like classic signs of someone who's a drug abuser.
Or a sociopath.
True. No, because over and over and over again, we keep on saying this guy did this and this and this. To me, it just sounds like they're all coming down off of a bender. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you. No, get out of here. You know.
Years ago, quite a few years ago, a mental health nurse friend of mine said to me, "You have to be a psychopath to want to be a politician." And I thought he was exaggerating. I thought he was speaking hyperbole, but it's true.
I agree with you.
The more I read about these politicians, the more I learn about what they get up to. They're all psychopaths.
I think certain positions of power attract psychopaths. I heard a feminist say this a long time ago. Like, psychopaths are attracted to power, so they become doctors, lawyers, police officers, your local MP. You know, so you get a higher amount of psychopaths because they want the power. They want to be able to pull their badge out. Or, you know, I have a neighbor who is a cop, and sometimes I'm honestly like, this guy's a cop. He is the most. He brews beer in his garage. He total king of the hill, drinking in front of his house. Like, he could care less. He's just a human being, is what I'm trying to say. But he's not a sociopath. You know.
Yeah.
I agree with your friend, because and also look at him. He looks really puffy. That's from like years. It reminds me of Donald Trump. Like, they just poured him in the suit, you know? It just, if you watch Trump Jr., it reminds me of these guys. It's just classic cocaine abuse.
Yes.
You know, like, what did you say to me? Do you know who I am? I've been up all night and I've done 3 8-balls. I will fight you. Oh man, see, this is why I love your country. Never boring. Never boring.
Exactly. But it says here, the cross-party committee found the MP had breached lobbying rules on multiple occasions and in multiple ways, and called for him to be suspended from the Commons for 5 days. He should be suspended indefinitely, forever. He should have the whip removed.
I ask this often, like, where is that fine line between being escorted off the property and still being able to do your job?
Yeah. We are boring and racist.
Well, I've actually been to your country, and that's only like 25% true. I'm kidding. It's like 30%.
But Andrew Bridgen, watch this space. I'm sure he'll do something. He'll mess up again. This won't be the last we'll hear of him, because he's a sociopath. And,
well, again,
he can't help himself.
It's kind of like people who rob banks. It's not the first bank they rob that gets them caught. It's the 9th bank that they rob. You know, people become addicted to the power. They become addicted to what they're doing. You know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, like, at my own job, I've been called a bad boss because I just do everything for everybody else, because I don't want to hear it, because I know if I do it, it'll get done the right way.
I'm like that with my kids. I mean, I try to let go and then give them chores to do, but I end up doing the chores myself, because I think they won't do it the way I want them to do it.
Oh, I'm exactly the same. If you don't know how to clean a dish, you're not allowed near my drying rack in my kitchen. If you don't know how to properly clean a dish and put it in the dishwasher, don't even bother.
But, I mean, my youngest, Karis, she's 10. She's getting better, but when she first started washing the dishes, she would use half a bottle of washing up liquid.
Yep.
I thought, what are you doing? You only need a couple of drops. Come on. This stuff isn't free.
I'm laughing because I have to hide the paper towels because I think sometimes my son's making a mummy and just like not telling me. I'm like, why are you using all these paper towels? And they're so expensive now where like I'm considering to go back to a washcloth. That's how expensive paper towels are. I agree with you.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Kids will make you old though. Kids will make you old. The gray hair only came in the past like 2 or 3 years. Coincidentally, my son is 13. So
oh dear. But
the funny thing is, I bet our children could run your country better than the MPs right now.
Probably, yeah.
I bet if we got a bunch of kids together, they could run the country better.
Yeah.
Oh, sad times. We're literally playing the fiddle as Rome's burning, even though that never happened.
Oh, hang on. What the juice? Okay. That's an ad. Sorry, that was an advert that came up when I was trying to load another article. So, yeah, watch this space. I'm sure we'll hear of Andrew Bridgen again. What have we got next? This is
never boring. Never boring. In America, they cover a lot of stuff up, so we don't know how really corrupt our officials are.
This is from the Mirror. Cash lost to COVID fraud and error could pay every police officer in Britain. Labour slammed the estimated £6.7 billion during Rishi Sunak's time as Chancellor, just as the Tory minister complained there simply isn't the money for proper pay rises.
I saw this last night as well. There's no coming back from something like this.
No.
I see how much was it? 6 billion?
Yeah.
Do you know how much money that is? If you calculated that out, you could give every person in the UK a piece of that.
Yes.
Every single person, even the bums on the streets could get a piece of that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing is, you don't hear about this. And if you were to talk to your average Joe Blogs on the street again about Rishi Sunak and what it was like when he was Chancellor, they'll say, "Oh, he was great. He introduced the furlough scheme. Eat out to help out." Because those are the stories that get pushed, but they don't hear about the fraud. £6.7 billion worth of fraud that got covered up and written off.
Back in the day, people used to go to jail for stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know we don't have standards anymore,
No.
But 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, if my buddy John Majors had done that, they would have thrown him under the jail.
Yeah. I was about to say the same thing. If John Major had pulled this shit, that would have cost him his job.
Yeah.
His feet would have touched the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't get it anymore, because I saw this last night and I'm like, wow, we live in bizarro world. We are literally on the other side of the mirror on this one.
Yeah, but we're through the looking glass here, people.
I read a lot of Superman as a kid, so I love throwing in bizarro world. But do you know? I've seen people, and I know my job is I'm not an MP or run a country, but like I've seen people fired for backing trucks into oak trees for misplacing a couple $100. So you misplace a couple billion. That's unreal.
Yeah. But because Story's saying, if anyone ever needs to know how criminal and fraudulent these commutes are, speak to that stall bloke.
Still, I have to admit, I haven't been on Twitter as much because I don't like Elon Musk. Flat out, I just haven't been going on it as much. I do miss you exposing the Tory twats, though. I do.
But I think, but the problem is, Boris Johnson lowered the bar. He lowered the bar of morality and ethical behavior. So now, people, politicians get away with a lot more shit than they used to.
Which is crazy. What happened? Well, I know what happened is that they're in charge, so they can just say, "Oh, yeah," and just go on with their job. But when they weren't in charge, people would actually want to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
But they're the people that hold people accountable, so nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Literally, the inmates are running the asylum. Like literally.
And it gets worse, as we're about to see. This is again from the Mirror. Dominic Raab blew £23,000 on taxpayer-funded private jet for hour-long flight. He was accused of ferrying himself around the world in first class at the taxpayer's expense after chartering a private plane back from The Hague earlier this year.
Okay, so really quick, I went to the California public school system. My math is off sometimes. I'm just asking for a friend. Is that $23,000 for one flight?
Yes, for an hour-long flight.
I'm in the wrong business. I'm going to sell everything and buy a private jet and just start doing charter. That's insane. Get him out of office. Put him in jail. That's crazy. He can't. Where was it? Where was the private jet coming back from? Don't say. Was it France?
The Hague in the Netherlands, back to Britain.
Take a plane like everybody else, guy.
Yeah.
Put the extra 500 up and fly first class.
And the article goes on. That's despite ministers being instructed to use commercial flights where possible. A round trip from Gatwick to nearby Amsterdam, flying business class with 9 people on British Airways, cost just a tenth of the price at about £2,400. This could have saved the taxpayer around £20,000.
That's crazy. We already pay, as citizens, we already pay a crazy amount to have our politicians ferried around. Just on normal flights, like there's shots of Ted Cruz being cursed out at the airport. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. He needs to be like every other corrupt politician and buy his own plane so no one will know when he's coming or going. Excuse me.
Stall is saying, I will try to remember to send you a linky, Mike, about how the Daily Heil has been brainwashing poor people since 1897. I can believe it.
I still don't. I put a meme in the group chat of who reads this shit. I still don't know who does. If you go on just go on their website. I do when I'm bored. Like, go on their website. You're like, what? Who is making this up?
Yeah. I mean, I try not to get into political conversations with my old man because he reads the Daily Mail and he believes everything that they print.
Oh, that's crazy.
And but yeah, so we tend to just try to stay on topics that we can both agree on.
I've learned that with the Fox News crowd, that there are just certain things that you cannot bring up.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately asked somebody, like, so are you okay with drinking bleach then? And they have not said a word to me in almost 2 years now.
Oh, according to Stool, that they now only have 1 million people buying the print version. I think every day, and I think that's the problem. I think these articles get read online out of context, and in order to get people to read their articles, a lot of the time they rely on clickbait headlines.
I'm in a bunch of really weird communities online, and in one community I'm in, it is rife with fake news, where people will literally be like, "This is an article from the Onion, you idiot!" Or, like, "Are you kidding me? Like, do your research." Like, but people will see an article, it looks professional, it looks real, and they post it, and then we're arguing over lies.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve of mine. It's an actual pet peeve of mine.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter, my oldest daughter, Felicia, she showed me a screenshot of an article stating that Ye had changed his name to Yitler. And I said to her, it's probably satire. And but I had to look it up just to make sure. Because, these days, who knows? Yeah.
I get faked out when people say, "Oh, so and so has passed away." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And then I Google it, and they're literally sitting at their house eating Cheetos, reading the same article that you are. You're right. You're right. That's the problem. I don't even know what you would call it, because in my country, the right and the left have destroyed the phrase fake news. I don't even know what lies, like unchecked articles,
Yeah, but I try to bring my girls up to question these things, to fact check, because they get their news from TikTok most of the time.
I'm the same with Isaiah. That's why he'll come running in here and he's like, "What about this and this?" And I'm like, "Let's see what the other side has to say."
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's take a complete overview of everything before we start throwing spears and rocks at people.
Yeah.
In today's world, it's very much like, "Oh, let's go get the pitchforks and let's go, let's go hunt this person." It's pathetic.
Yeah.
It's actually really pathetic.
It is. Yeah.
And it's sad, and it shows how much how gullible we are as human beings. Because our brain sees something and says, "Oh, it must be true."
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a nihilist. I don't believe anything unless it actually happens in front of me. I'm not saying I don't think other people exist, and I know the world goes on without me,
Yeah.
But if you're like, "Oh, I have a magic wand," I'm just gonna think you're an idiot with a stick.
Yeah. I mean, so I would say to anyone watching that, fact check, or even us, especially us, we fact check, do your I hate to use the term "do your own research" because that's what these wankers say on the Alex Jones show, but.
That's why I said the right has killed that other saying. So last night when I was looking up cokehead memes, is the PM, was he ever accused of being Tony Montana on Yayo? Was he ever accused of being
which
a cocaina?
Because there's been a few lately.
The current prime minister.
I don't think Rishi has been accused of being on coke, but
because the only reason I say that is because I was, scrolling through the endless sea of memes, and a bunch of I'm a cokehead memes started popping up for Rishi. And I know it's the internet. People get bored, so I don't believe anything. But I over the years I haven't seen anything about him.
No.
It's been everybody else because they're just so high and obvious is really what it is. Really what it is. Let's be real. Like, if you can handle what you're doing, I am no one to judge you. But if you're posing like this and there's a plate of cocaine right here, get help, bro. Get help. The recklessness is crazy, and I think that's the divide. I grew up around a bunch of functioning alcoholics. So my bar is, if you can get up and function the next day and not abuse everyone around you, I have no one to judge, So these guys, they're just, it's obvious. It's obvious. We see you.
Exactly. Anyways, moving on. I think we're done with the Tories.
Oof.
So now, that was smooth, wasn't it?
Well, no, I forgot about what Keir said last week or this week.
But we're starting with Tony Blair. Tony Blair tells LGBT campaigners not to disrespect World Cup host Qatar because the UK allies invest a huge amount of money in this country, and likens situation to England hosting in 1966 when homosexuality was illegal in Britain. But they weren't. But yes, homosexuality was illegal in Britain in those days. But they did. But they didn't face the death penalty.
Okay, here comes with my slam dunk. It is not 1966.
No,
get over yourself. Like, it is not 1966. Like, and again, like you said, they're not murdering people because they're gay, but they are in the other country. I was kind of 50-50 on this because I'm really big on respecting other countries' laws, because you know what? There's more. No matter where you live, you think that like where you live is a pinnacle, especially in the West. We're very sheltered, and people live just as well as we do, just in a completely different way. They have the same wants and needs and concerns, but on this particular issue, they can piss off. On this particular issue, why would you have the World Cup in a place where it's illegal to be half of these people? And let's take LGBTQIA plus out of it. They how would they treat most of these people if they just wandered into that country with a visa?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even, is Qatar a tourist? Like, I've been to Egypt, but they're more inclined to having people from the West there. They want tourism. It's like Mexico. They want people to go there. Do people go to Qatar? It's beautiful, but do people go there?
Yeah. But I can't help but think that the reason why Tony Blair is defending Qatar is because he's got money. He's got money there. He's got money tied up there somehow.
He's a complete shill.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And David Beckham, complete shill. Complete corporate shill.
Yes.
He's literally getting paid to tell people, like, nothing to see here, carry on, move on.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of respect for Beckham. And you know what? When Beckham lived in LA, he was one of the most nice respectful people on planet Earth. He reflected the LA area because there's nothing but immigrants here anyways. And
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed that he backed the Cutter. I'm really disappointed. You
Yeah.
couldn't, and as a angry capitalist, I don't know, you couldn't pay me enough to no, I guess I wouldn't sell out in that direction.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, Tony Blair, you know,
How much do you, so he's obviously invested in these countries, and he obviously has a ton of money in something.
yes, it wouldn't
You
surprise
know,
me.
and so of course he's gonna back up his friends because they're literally paying him.
Yeah,
It's kind
follow the money,
oh yeah,
so the saying goes.
there's a reason why he lives on the good side of town. It's the one thing I don't understand is I just wouldn't be so vocal because we know what they're doing in these countries. It's
Yeah.
not like it's a secret. It's not like, oh, because again, I was waffling back and forth on having respect because I've been to other countries and they just don't live like we do. Like
Mhm.
how people act in Los Angeles, I wouldn't bring that to London. Or how
Yeah.
people live in London. I've met people from all around the world. And then I went there and I'm like, ooh, they were being nice when they came to my they were really respectful when they came to my country, you know. So
Yeah.
I think there's just not that respect and decency, you know. They need to have it in somewhere where you can walk around with your nalgas out, you know. Where do you know where the World Cup is going to be next time?
I don't have a clue.
Because I heard someone say that it's coming to America, and I hope not. Don't bring it to LA. I was here for the one in LA. It was a crazy experience at best. And my brother stole a World Cup sign off of a light pole and almost broke his neck.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, he fell a good 10, 15, 15 feet.
Oh my gosh.
He still has the World Cup flag.
I guess it was worth it then. Oh dear.
Oh man, that was what, 94? That was a long time ago. All I'm saying is when the World Cup comes to your city, it's a good thing. It brings a lot of money, but it's a lot of drama too.
Yeah. And
but in America, you can still walk around and with flags.
Qatar, they the human rights abuses out there, and the stadiums were built, were literally built on the blood of the workers.
Literally,
people died building those stadiums, and as we've already said, the gay people face the death penalty, and Tony Blair has the audacity to say, "Oh, don't disrespect them. Fuck off."
That's what I'm saying. But that's exactly what I'm saying. He's just a corporate shill with his head up his butt because that's like people who promote certain Chinese companies that are ran by slave labor.
Yeah.
There are certain stores in America I don't go to because it comes from a certain place in China where everything is made by slaves. Yeah. Everything,
Yeah. And we've got another labor story as well. Keir Starmer rules out Jeremy Corbyn standing as Labour MP. So,
of course he doesn't want him to be in there because this is competition.
Oh, he's asking me to log in, but I don't think I'm going to. But this is I'm going to stop sharing this. Actually, there's too many ads. But this is the story that Keir Starmer, he has ruled out Jeremy Corbyn is never going to get the whip restored, even though really he's done nothing wrong. He said all he did was said that the anti-Semitism claims were overstated, and they were. That's been proved. It's been proved that the anti-Semitism claims against the Labour Party were overstated. So, but because he's refused to retract that, they're refusing to restore the whip to him. But they will never restore the whip to Jeremy Corbyn, no matter, even if he goes down on bended knees groveling. He will never have the whip restored. They'll always move the goalposts.
Yeah. Why is that? Is that because the people in his own party hate him, or because he was going to be the next PM?
Because his own party hate him and hate anyone who's on the left.
Mm-hmm.
They are purging the left. Keir Starmer and the party. The PLP, the political, the MP, most of the MPs basically against anyone who's on the left. They're rigging the selection process so that left leaning people don't get to become and don't get selected to be an MP.
They do the same thing here in a lot of ways.
But I think Starmer is shooting himself in the foot here, because what will happen is that Jeremy Corbyn will simply run as an independent MP in the federal election, and he will give whoever they stand against him a thrashing.
Yeah,
because he's a well-loved MP. He's held that seat for over 30 years now, I think. Islington. I think it's Islington North or Islington, but they love him there. They all love Jeremy Corbyn in Islington. Because he's a good MP, he's a good public servant, and they have a lot of respect for him. So it's obvious that they're going to vote for him again. So, and many people on the left are trying to encourage Jeremy Corbyn to leave the Labour Party now and start his own party. And he'll probably take a lot of the left with him if he does that.
Yeah, and he'll smash whoever is going up against him too.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, he is shooting himself in the foot because Keir Starmer's gonna split his party, basically. Not split it completely, but a fraction will fall off.
Yeah. And apparently people are also encouraging him to stand for London mayor. So that could be interesting.
Oh wow. That would be interesting.
Yeah. That would be really embarrassing for Keir Starmer if he actually became the mayor of London. That would be really embarrassing for him. But we'll see. We'll see. But I don't know. I think he should retire. I think because he's in his 70s.
And he's so tarnished that no matter what he does, it comes with a stigma.
Yeah.
And so no matter what he does or says, it's going to end badly every time.
Yeah, most, I think pretty much most of the stuff that the accusations that have been levied against him have been debunked. But shit sticks.
Yeah, shit sure does stick.
And oh, here we go. I'm the mayor of London, and so is my. But you're right. He's too tarnished, and I just think it's time for him to bow out gracefully and retire, because he's in his 70s after all. And I it's time for him to move on, and and let fresh blood. But
so in the UK, is fresh blood like someone in their 50s? Because all the MPs, they're up there. And you know what? American politicians are exactly the same as well. Look at Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
If he's not a vampire, then I don't know what he is.
But we need to be encouraging our young people to become politicians. Because like you said earlier, I think they would do a much better job than the current raft of politicians that we have.
Well, they care about people, and that's the difference. Like, the modern day politicians do not care about people. And in the end, that's what's going to screw us all over.
Yeah. But if you care about people, if you genuinely care about people, don't join the Labour Party, because they will never let you anywhere near the levers of power. You'll get purged. So yeah, interesting times ahead for the Labour Party, I think.
Never boring. Like it seems like both parties are fighting and imploding at the same time,
Yeah. Anyways, what else have we got here? Hang on.
I gotta run eventually.
Yeah, we're just Alex Jones files for bankruptcy. The InfoWars host, who claimed the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting were actors, owes about 1.5 billion in damages to their families.
Billion. He'll never be able to pay that.
No. And so he has filed for bankruptcy. I mean, he was already morally bankrupt. But now he's financially bankrupt.
I don't even know what bankruptcy means anymore, because like someone like O.J. Simpson lives comfortably. Like, they can claim bankruptcy and then continue on with their life,
Yeah.
Bankruptcy almost is like a parachute. Oh, you got the pod.
Hang on. We need to do something about this.
They're not on the screen, so I think someone got them.
Okay. They're blocked.
Okay, good. I had a few the other night in my live on Monday. It's been a while. I was rusty and they hopped in. They got like 3 or 4 deep before I caught them.
Yeah. I only just noticed them. But anyway, they're blocked now. So
Alex Jones is one of those people, like, I don't know anything else short of being put in stocks or tarred and feathered would really affect him. Because he is a bit of a sociopath, and I don't want to get too deep into it, because it's an hour-long conversation. But when you're in the room and Alex Jones is the sane one, I really want you to think about that, because Kanye West went off on his tirade and made Alex Jones look normal.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's just absolutely insane. I don't think people like that should be allowed to be on. I know I'm not saying censor him, but he should come with a heavy warning label.
Yeah. When he had Ye on his show, saying how much he loved Hitler, he did
tried.
that. It was really awkward for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? To Alex Jones's credit, he was like, "No, but you just like the uniforms made by Hugo Boss." Like he was scraping for some decency of a Nazi, you know, like, and there isn't any. And so when Alex Jones is making you look like the sane one, you need to be locked up. You need to be locked. And I'm anti locking people up against their will, but
he needs to be what we call it sections here in the UK, where you're a danger to yourself and others, and you get put in you're put on a psych ward or a mental health hospital against your will, basically.
So he's selling all of his designer clothes for $20 each. Okay. To give you perspective, the place where he's selling that is a half an hour from my house in a vehicle. Where I live, it's called 5150. If the cops deem you 5150, they can't arrest you. So if they think that you are, a danger to yourself or people around you, it's the same thing. They can detain you for 72 hours.
Yeah.
For psychological evaluation, which you will receive.
Yeah.
You know?
That needs to happen with Ye. He's ill. He's not well. I mean, that doesn't excuse what he said, but he's definitely not well.
This has been happening for years, though, because I was really sheltered. I didn't get online until 2018. As far as the YouTube sphere, I did not realize there were people who were Holocaust deniers. There were still Nazis out there. I had no clue, because in the world I lived, no one would dare act like that because they would get clotheslined immediately.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see people wearing Nazi uniforms in California. They would be they get beat up. So
so someone shared a GIF of a Nazi getting punched in the face, and I could watch that all day. I could watch a Nazi getting punched in the face on repeat.
It just doesn't. There are certain things around. The other day, I thought a kid had the H-man stash, but really he just had a big piercing right here. And I told him, I said, from afar, I said, "Hey, bro, from afar." He's like, I know. But it looked like it was scraping.
Anyway, we've got one more story to talk about.
All right.
Again, from your side of the pond. This is the Trump organization found guilty of tax crimes after New York trial.
I can't wait until they get that man like they got Al Capone. Because Al Capone he was, a notorious gangster, but he went to jail for tax fraud because that's the only thing they could charge him with.
Yeah.
In America, if they want you, they will get you. They are coming for Donald Trump. They are legally coming for him. This is the beginning of the end. I don't know if he'll ever see jail time, but I wouldn't cry if Jared Kushner, Ivanka, Don Jr., and the blonde kid, I don't know his name, if they all went to prison, I wouldn't mind.
But Trump himself hasn't been found guilty yet.
Yeah.
So, but this is bad. This is bad for him, though, isn't it?
Yes, because one by one, they're slowly coming after him. This is the beginning of the end?
Yeah.
Excuse me, because there's a difference between oh, I hope he goes to jail, and actual real indictments. Justice is slow.
Mm.
It is slow.
And
So,
again, he's crying witch hunt.
not when you actually break the law. You can't be like, oh, they're hunting me down like a witch. No, they're not making. They have evidence against you. Like, that's different.
Yeah.
When they have actual evidence, that's way different. He's heft. He's effed, and because you know what he did is that he ran his mouth to the wrong people, because you can be corrupt in America as long as you toe the company line, as long as you don't trash certain people.
Yeah.
He said he was going to put Hillary Clinton in jail. Ha 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 ha. Try it. You know, he said he was going to put Bill Clinton in jail. He said he was going to put George Bush in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. George Bush Sr. owned General Electric, which owns every subsidiary that thereof in America. Who do you think inherited that? You're not putting George Jr. anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So Trump ran his mouth, and they're coming after him.
Yeah, and to try to distract the masses from this story, they're bringing up Hunter Biden's laptop again.
You know, Lawrence Fox needs to just go away.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fox made a movie about Hunter Biden's laptop, and I'm like, why? You don't even live in this country. Yeah. And then he was saying, like, oh, I go on movie sets in Hollywood, and there's all these woke people. Ask yourself, when's the last time Lawrence Fox was invited to be on a movie set? Honestly, because every time I see him in a movie, he looks like a child. Because no one knew his he's in Nero Wolf, he's in all these American stuff, but he's not in American he's not in American movies anymore. And also Lawrence Fox has really pissed me off, because he's now a GBN weirdo. And he looks like shit. He looks terrible. Lawrence Fox, I don't like that man.
The only thing I've seen him in is in Lewis. He was have you seen Lewis?
No.
It was the spin-off of Inspector Morse.
That's right. He was in that's right. He's in the later episodes of Inspector Morse. That's where I'm saying he looks like a baby. He's also in Nero Wolf, which was an American television show. I don't know if it was basically set in like 1920s, 1930s New York.
All right.
But he's in it as well. Like,
I haven't seen it.
It's just it was a television show.
All right. Okay.
But no, I'm so tired.
But so Trump.
I hope they put him in jail. But you know what? He's so corrupt, he might not. You never know. In America nowadays, everything is so 50-50. If you have money, you avoid jail.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. Like, and if you don't, you go to jail for a very long time. You know.
But apparently, I haven't got the news story up, but apparently more secret documents were found.
Do you know what's funny?
House.
Everything that Trump said that he wanted to have happen to other people is going to happen to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything. You know, from emails to the invisible laptop to everything that he said. And they're going to come with a pile of paperwork and say, oh, well, he actually did this.
Yeah. Yeah. But sadly, I think you're right. I don't think he'll see prison time. But hopefully, if there's any justice, he won't be allowed to stand for president again or any other political office.
I hope not. But even with that being said, he'll lose. It'll be 55%. It'll be close, but he would lose. If he stood, he would lose.
Yeah. I don't think he'll even win the primary. I think it'll be DeSantis probably.
Yeah, he's caused dissent amongst his own people. If you look at his Klan rallies, less and less people are showing up.
Yeah.
That's why they always have these really tight shots. You know, a long time ago, I went and saw a WWF event. Well, I don't know if it was E or F back then. but it was at the Arrowhead Pond.
Yeah.
And there wasn't that many people there. So they moved everyone towards the front of the stadium. So it looked like there was a ton of people there, but really there was 10,000 in a 50, 60,000 person stadium. So it looked empty almost, you know, like, because in America we have mega stadiums, you know. So
and people are leaving as well. His events. They're leaving, you know, halfway through.
Too. It's a bunch of crackpots and weirdos, and they're like, rah, America, and everything that they're selling is made in Mexico or China.
Yes.
Everything. Yeah. Tell me one thing that's not made in Mexico or China that the Trumpers have.
I love the Good Liars. I don't know if you've seen them on Twitter or YouTube.
No, I haven't.
They are really good. They interview these, you know, these trumpets.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and they show them up for the morons that they are. And
give me one quick second. I gotta remind Sewing Junior to start dinner.
So, but on that bombshell, we're going to say good night. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to everyone in the side chat, and thanks to everyone who is watching later on. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, then do subscribe and share this video with your friends. I would like to get up to 400 subscribers by this time next year. That'd be great.
Awesome.
And so until next week, bye for now.
Rock out with your clock out.